I forgot what I was really getting ready to be up there and show you guys. Because with me, I'm like this here. Fair use. YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, any type of media outlet that we the people have. All I can say to you, those ones that's working the computers, the algorithms, and all, look at the sons of bitches at the top that's working you like a slave. You see when push come to shove and you don't have no job, you right here with the rest of the people. Baby. So really, us as motherfucking people should start standing up for us as motherfucking people and say fuck the job part. Because guess what? Us as the people, we make the motherfucking world go round. Fuck them and they shit. We'll make our shit, and our shit'll be better than they shit. Cause I guarantee you, they can't do nothing without us. But if we continue making the shit smart for them, fucking right, they gonna get rid of us. What the fuck they gonna need us for? They gonna already have all type of other shit to do the work. Come on, people. Better realize slavery did happen. The Holocaust did happen. Hiroshima did happen. September 11th did happen. And I'm going to say to all y'all, think about it. You think none of them people wasn't calling out to God and Jesus that never showed up? Trying to tell you people, it's time to wake up. Because the God and Jesus that y'all waiting for to show up, and the Jesus that's supposed to come back and save us, that responsibility is all on us as the conscious thinking people, the creator's greatest creations of all to be in. I'm just saying what the creator telling me to say to you. Because I'll say another one. Think for yourself. Why? I'll say again, why? Why is marijuana illegal? Yeah, y'all don't know. Y'all don't know. So I just realized I didn't put my broadcast back on like I wanted to do.
Text to speech unavailable here. Text to speech unavailable here.
Now, and I live here in Houston, Texas. So when you think about what went down here in Houston, Texas, I was in the middle of the whole thing.
Houston is not an unusual place for devastating hurricanes, but in the era of climate change disaster, Harvey hit the state like no other. In just 6 days, 33 trillion gallons of water were dumped onto the area, the greatest amount of...
What's going on, good people? What's going on, bad? One thing about me, the truth, and that's all we have. And I can't lay up there. I'm on my top screen. See, let me show y'all what I'm doing now. I'm on Grand Theft Auto. All right. And the truth, and that's all we have. And right now, we about to listen to some of what went on during Harvey, and then you're gonna listen to me tell you a little, well, a lot about everything I done been through. We're gonna talk about everything I done been through since I done came here after Katrina, and then had to go through Harvey. It is what it is when I tell you that, hey, me and the creator. And one thing about life itself and living, the truth is in you. I'm just saying. We be talking bullshit. It's time to wake up, people. I say it's time to wake up. Little Susie, wake up. And once again, fair use, nigga. Fair use, fair use. All I call it is helping somebody broadcast the truth that you're not hearing from the media because the media is lying to you. Let's roll with it.
Houston is not an unusual place for devastating hurricanes, but in the era of climate change disaster, Harvey hit the state like no other. In just 6 days, 33 trillion gallons of water were dumped onto the area, the greatest amount of rain for a single storm in continental U.S. history, with 3 times more rain than Katrina. The catastrophic flooding destroyed thousands of homes and left many areas of Houston in ruins. But these homes all have something in common. Like the devastated neighborhood I visited in northeast Houston, low-income, Black and Latino residential areas are what is known as fence-line communities, or those in the highest risk borders of flooding and pollution. To learn more, I talked to an expert on fence-line communities, Dr. Robert Bullard, distinguished professor of urban planning and environmental policy at Texas Southern University.
Well, if you look at, Houston is a petro capital, and it's has lots of industries, and many of the communities that are near refineries and petrochemical plants along the ship channel, many of them are also in areas that's prone to flood.
Oh,
and,
that's fucked up.
And so you get this, people who are living in areas that's affordable, areas that, because of residential segregation, because of housing discrimination, in many cases, people are forced to live in areas that are risky and
risky.
and very vulnerable, and not just to storms like Harvey or these monster hurricanes, but also just with downpours. Harvey was different is that it spread the pain. It kind of like democratized the suffering, but yet still, when you look at it, the communities that have few resources and few bank accounts that can allow them to bounce back quickly, that's how it hit them the hardest, because they don't have the cushion to make them more resilient.
Right, the recovery certainly was not democratized, Professor, as we know. Let's talk about how urban planning and gentrification has exacerbated these fence-line communities and vulnerable communities.
Well, Houston is a city that in many cases defies logic in terms of where things get built and how they get built, and the whole idea of where investments go. We have sparkling downtown areas. We have beautiful urban complexes of high rises, but at the same time we have areas that are semi-rural, areas that have very little infrastructure in terms of drainage, in terms of flood control. The areas that have basically open ditches and gullies and no sidewalks and
no sidewalk, because they're going to tell me, boy, I got some shit to talk about.
When it rains, those gullies and ditches presents a lot of problems in terms of safety, health and safety for children. Well, Houston is the only major city in the United States that does not have zoning, and it has allowed for really willy-nilly, haphazard kinds of development. And because of that unrestrained capitalism, it means that if you have the money, you can almost build anything anywhere. And so that kind of less protection for communities and communities of color, and not having the kinds of investments in infrastructure such as flood control, has made many communities basically sacrifice zones. And so when you start looking at laying a map out on the table and talking about which communities are over polluted by industry and air pollution and water contamination, which communities have open drainage ditches, and which communities are more likely to have illegal dumping of waste. I mean, these are the same communities that are low-lying and generally poor infrastructure that's older and not maintained. And most of this is on the east side of Houston. In Houston's east side is heavy industrial, heavy concentration of African American and Latinos. And so when you talk about that schism between these two Houstons that we're talking about, the west side is more residential and it's more upscale. And you talk about on the east side is where you have a lot of these industries and these neighborhoods that are fence line, and oftentimes people call them sacrifice homes, and areas that where anything goes, and these are the same areas that don't have grocery stores. These are where you have concentration of food deserts. These are the neighborhoods where you don't have a lot of parks and green space. And so when you talk about things that communities don't have, what we're saying is that if we are to recover in a way that's equitable, we have to address a lot of those disparities that existed before the storm.
The areas that suffered most from the hurricane are Houston's historically oppressed and marginalized communities.
In many cases, the people that live closest to the industries don't even get the benefits of working in the industry. They get the pollution and they get the risk, and many times they get sick. That's the environmental racism, is when we allow certain types of risk and health threats
Yep.
to somehow be targeted toward groups and communities because of that race. It's real. We live, as I say, we live in areas in the South and in Houston. And Houston is definitely a southern city. That many of its neighborhoods and its environmental landscape was shaped by Jim Crow segregation, racial segregation. And if you
Bullshit.
look at, as I said before, we have in 2017 we still have racially identifiable neighborhoods that we know by name, and we know when you travel through, you know by when you see the population, you see certain things are not there, and you can identify in terms of amenities. What happened in terms of the infrastructure and the flooding of certain neighborhoods and the disparate impact of the flooding, that's not natural. That's an unnatural disaster. The political dynamics involved in pushing people toward risk and not allowing certain communities to have the benefits of infrastructure improvement, that's not natural. That's unnatural. Racism is unnatural. It doesn't make sense. It's an illness. It becomes a mental health issue.
But it's not just poor residential areas that were treated so inhumanely, and even more marginalized sectors treated with similar heartless disregard. I talked to Azura Castillo, co-founder of tHE, Prison Abolition Prisoner Support, to find out what happened to Houston's incarcerated population.
Well, one shot, boy,
So
you
let's
got me.
start by discussing what you know about the damage done to those 3 prison units run by the Texas Department of Criminal Justice.
So in terms of the GIST, Styles, and LeBlanc unit, we know that there was standing water in all 3 of the units. We know that there was lack of sanitation available to the inmates. They weren't able to shower for a minimum of 10 days. When porta potties were finally delivered, they were insufficient porta potties. In at least one of the units, the porta potties were clumped together in such a way that it was not accessible to all of the inmates to be able to go there. We have widespread reports that only the guards were allowed to use the porta potties. So men are obviously having to
Why
make
didn't you let
do
me shoot that
in
boy in
terms
the
of
head?
sanitation however they can.
So you mentioned evacuees. What happened to them?
We know from an activist who went to visit inmates in Ferguson units that more than 500 men were evacuated to this unit. They were placed in the gymnasium. They were told to bring their fans but no other property. When they got to the gymnasium, they were not allowed to plug in their fans. Right? So no air conditioning, no ability to plug in your fans. There are porta potties, but the porta potties are not being cleaned. Ants, roaches, and snakes crossing them at night. No ability to go anywhere or do anything except to be in this gymnasium. So you have a situation where a federal government agency, right, has recognized that this is a coastal floodplain that is likely to flood anytime, right? If I lived there, I would have to carry additional flood insurance. But TECJ does not have an evacuation plan in place that is constitutional, humane, and respects the taxpayer.
Well, that's the big question, right? I mean, you mentioned that these prisons were built on a known floodplain, and I guess you can ask that about all these facilities in Houston. Why were there no precautionary measures taken, knowing that this is going to happen, not just now, but again and again?
Because prisons are built for profit, not rehabilitation.
Yep.
And
Profit.
it's cheaper to build on a floodplain.
Yep.
Like, the reality is that we have this fiction that prisoners are people who have done something wrong and they're being punished for a
Yep.
reason.
Yep.
And the reality is that prisons are a huge profit-making
Yep.
industry.
Yep. And they lying. And police are lying to put
these
people in there.
units in
And
non-floodplain
everything.
areas, that's real estate that's substantially more expensive.
But it's much more than flood water that earns Houston's low-income areas the title sacrifice zones. The mega corporations that siphon vast wealth from Texas land puts them in even greater danger. On the poor, mostly minority east side of Houston, you'll find big oil refineries, which emit countless harmful pollutants. You'll also find all the chemical plants, which emit even more toxic emissions, littering the residential areas hurt by the floods. This gets even more disturbing when you see it's not just homes, but also schools. Countless children go to schools built inside of these poison spewing zones. When hurricanes strike these facilities, it's the east side communities who bear the brunt of the toxic fallout. Hurricane Harvey was no exception. Behind me is the Arkema Chemical Plant, a facility that exploded 1 month ago during Hurricane Harvey. Innumerable noxious polluting chemicals were released into the air, endangering thousands of local residents, some of whom live directly next to the plant. They were told to return home to wear protective clothing and to not drink the water. So we're driving by the Arkema Chemical Plant right now, where water was about 6 feet deep in the plant. They said it was an unprecedented amount of flooding, but as we know, they had experienced something very similar just a few years prior and actually failed to take those precautionary measures to prevent more explosions. So right across from the plant, there's people, there's houses, there's trailers, hundreds of people who live here, who have to return back to their homes. Many of them have farms, they have lives to live. Holy, there's just a huge dead deer in the gutter. Wow. That was really intense. I spoke with Yvette Ariana of Houston's grassroots Texas Environmental Advocacy Services to learn more. So can you start by outlining what exactly happened at the Arkema Chemical Plant back in August?
Well, in August, Arkema basically lost their backup energy source, and they had a total of 9 different refrigerated units. The first 3 went up on a Thursday and Friday of that week, and nobody even knew. The community had no idea that a fire was bound to happen. The plant knew because they were inundated with 6 feet of water. The next day, all of a sudden you had notices that Arkema was having any issues. People were trying to find out what was the volume of substances that were being held. All we were told was that there were organic peroxides, but not the amount and not any other chemicals. Any plant like Arkema, that is a chemical plant, will produce more than just organic peroxides. But because they hide behind Homeland Security and terrorist threats, they're not forced to disclose that information.
Yeah, that's
to local
fucked up.
communities.
That goes to show you how much they give a fuck about the
All of a
people.
sudden you had FEMA come out and say, well, we have plume modules, and our plume modules disclose that these
And they did the same shit at September 11th. Told the firemen that they wasn't in no fucking danger. Now the firemen dying and shit. And we got too much lying going on. Got too much fucking lying going on.
We're under tHE EPA.
Got too much fucking lying going on. We need to start cleaning house.
After Harvey,
I know they got way more smarter people than these lying bastards that's doing shit.
We asked, are the plumes hazardous? This is reason 6 EPA. Under tHE. And they said no.
Your response to, the whole, it's nothing more than a campfire, right? The smoke inhalation, and also just their warning to the community about returning.
That was absurd. The community wasn't given the information that they needed, just like none of the communities during the Harvey disaster were. We were told that no floodwaters were toxic because of industrial entities during the storm.
And this had happened before, about 10 years prior, at the Arkema chemical plant. Not 6 feet of water, but at least 6 inches of water Why were no precautionary measures taken then?
Well, all of this stems back to the chemical disaster rule. The chemical disaster rule outlines that these facilities that are called RMP facilities or risk management plan facilities have to be transparent with communities and outline evacuation plans and let communities know what they're storing. Under the Trump administration, there was a 90-day delay.
Wow.
That 90-day delay kept any of those safety mechanisms from going into place.
Wow.
After the
They don't give a
90-day
fuck about
delay,
people. They're
everyone was
trying to
very
do population
hopeful
control on us
that the
people.
mechanisms would go into place, and all of a sudden we were slapped with a 20-month delay. That was beyond belief. We're talking about common sense policies that protect our communities. And of course they're not going to be in favor of it, because then they'd not only lose revenue, but they would have to put in safety mechanisms, and that costs money.
But still, I mean, it seems like such a measly amount of money when the owner
Life.
is a multi-millionaire, and we're really
Thank
just
you.
talking about
Billionaire.
putting these bins or vats up on stilts.
There is no enforcement. Under the tCEQ, which is the Texas Commission of Environmental Quality, their head is basically appointed by Governor Greg Abbott, or whoever the governor is at the time. A governor who sued the EPA over 28 times, a governor who is a climate denier, a governor who receives a ridiculous amount of money from oil and gas and petrochemical industry in general. So when you have that amount of influence, you're going to protect your best interest, which in that situation
Making the money.
is money.
And I think the part that shocked at least me the most was that we're at a point of this high stage capitalism where CEOs of chemical plants can just sit back how many years after Fukushima and say, we're just going to sit back and watch this explode because we can't do anything else. That's insane.
Any single time that there is a chemical fire along the ship channel, first responders are never fully trained on how to deal with chemical fires, and they're told to allow anything, any substance it is, and most of the time they have no idea what's even burning. We still have no idea what burned at Arkema. There's no information that's come out. The information that was relayed to the community is old, it's outdated, that none of it's up to date.
It's not just Arkema, it's Exxon, it's multiple other petrochemical big oil companies that basically dominate the state and Exxon also had refineries damaged during Hurricane Harvey and released massive amounts of pollutants in the air. I mean, can you give us just kind of a general assessment of what kind of pollution was emitted from these companies during the hurricane?
Right behind you is a running list of just the amount of emissions that we were able to
It's a long
track.
list, people.
And we stopped at 5 million in excess pounds of fugitive emissions that were let off into the communities affected by Harvey. 3 days after the storm, we took an aerial tour all the way from the east side of Houston to Port Arthur, and not only saw Shell Deer Park Terminal, ExxonMobil, Chevron, and the Motiva plant. The Motiva plant in Port Arthur is the largest refinery in this nation. ExxonMobil plant is the second largest refinery in this nation, and they both produce over 500,000 barrels per calendar day. They were flaring like crazy, and no one was there to stop them because there are loopholes hidden within our regulations. Currently, our regulations and any policies that are there to protect our communities stand like Swiss cheese. The lowest fine that we've seen for any of these companies has been around $2,500 for doing air releases. Now, I can't even buy a used car for that amount of money. It's cheaper for these companies to pay the fines than it is to actually update the equipment.
Yep.
The companies are allowed to do any number of things. They're not fined if any of these events happen.
But this is the people's fault. We need to get rid of the motherfuckers that's not doing their fucking job.
Was that these refineries
Our fucking city officials need to fucking go.
They weren't told how many emissions they were going to let off. In fact, you have public officials just kindly reminding these entities, please be considerate as you're starting up and you're shutting down. When you have public officials asking kindly these entities to please be considerate, there is absolutely nothing else. They are not enforcing.
Nope.
When you're asking politely, you have no power in that situation. That's what we were facing. This is the largest petrochemical complex in the entire nation, the second largest in the world. The first largest is in Saudi Arabia. You're telling me that a first world nation, a developed nation who lives in a democratic society, allows a 16-mile stretch of frontline communities with children, elderly,
Come on,
sick,
man.
cancer
Come on.
clusters
Come
running
on.
from Houston all the way to Louisiana.
Come on.
You're telling me that this is what's allowed in
Allowed.
this kind of nation, in this kind of society?
Allowed.
Houston's open secret is that these same communities are subjected to deadly hazards from these big corporations every single day, not just during natural disasters. The correlation is clear. Areas with very low poverty rates have very low rates of harmful emissions. The higher the poverty rate, the greater the rate of dangerous pollutants. Cancer clusters, which are heightened rates of deadly cancer in these polluted areas, prove how many lives are sacrificed for big oil, how many are sentenced to sickness.
And then our government lived there and gave them laws that they can get, where you can't sue them bastards. So like I say again, people, what the fuck are we? Are we the people who make the world go round? Or we they motherfucking bad? Bad. I ain't nobody motherfucking sheeple.
So not
But if
only
y'all they
were
motherfucking
families along
sheeple,
the
I'm your
Houston Ship
sheeple
Channel
too.
affected by any current
Shit.
leaks or fires or emissions,
That's
but
why I'm on here every
contamination
day,
that continues
doing
to
what
sit
it do.
at these
I want
sites.
y'all to live there and see this type of
When
shit.
we asked
I ain't
someone
on here trying to be no
come in
motherfucking
and do
news
testing,
caster,
when
none of
they
that
got
shit
to the
there.
Trio site over
I just
the
want
south
y'all to
side
start
of
seeing the
Houston,
motherfucking
there
truth
was
for
an
your
attorney at
motherfucking
the
self.
Southfront site.
Wake the
Many
fuck
had
up.
physically
Get the fuck up
attempted
out
to
of
stop
motherfucking
them
La La
from taking
Land.
the water sample. They had a community department liaison with them who
Fair
used their
use,
body as a
motherfuckers.
barricade.
Fair use.
These are wild stories that people have no idea even exist. And whenever we go ahead and we recount them, they sound like lies. They're not lies.
No, they're not lies.
This is what happens in states that are infiltrated with oil and gas infrastructure, their extractive industries. Everyone is affected. Everyone in Houston sits under a benzene plume. Houston has never even met the federal air quality standards since the Clean Air Act's
I
establishment.
told you this stank out there. I knew something was wrong with that fucking air.
Basically, this concrete
I
jungle was built on the
knew.
swamp.
Thank you,
and how
love.
it's affected
You
this.
told me to get out there.
This entire area
No, I
wasn't
got
meant to
dizzy.
be
I knew I had to
inhabited
get
by
out
people
there.
in general. Most of the bayous, Houston is nicknamed the Bayou City, but most of our natural waterways and bayous were covered in order for development to even start. The communities of Manchester, of Clinton Park, of the 5th Ward have always been predominantly communities of color. The Houston Ship Channel was originally only 10 feet wide, 4 feet deep, and it wasn't until oil and gas infrastructure started coming in after the discovery of oil in Corsicana and Spindletop, Texas in 1901. What Houston saw was throughout Goose Creek and the Houston Ship Channel, hundreds of oil derricks and pumps just coming straight out of the ground.
Wow.
So from 1901 to 1906, you have oil and gas just infiltrate the entire area. We didn't export any of this. Originally, it was cotton. It's the South.
They told
So the communities that also outlined the Houston Ship Channel were going to be your historically black communities. Slavery, cotton, the exportation of cotton, historically black neighborhoods. The same ones who continue to have to pay the price, except now you also have communities that are majority immigrant communities or Latino communities, and you can look down the Houston Ship Channel and see this legacy continue. You have the east side and the west side. On the east side, you have every single refinery worker job, every worker job, every refinery, any
right
oil infrastructure is going to be there.
Right
On the west side of town, you have the densest population for the headquarters of these energy firms. You have BP America sitting on the west side of Houston in their high towers. You have an entire section of Houston called the Energy Corridor. You have the densest amount of headquarters sitting right in downtown, and they're all sitting there with nothing to fear.
And you're going to get a lot of resistance, obviously, in a petrochemical, big oil town where people are working in the industry. We saw the same thing with the BP oil spill. It seems like there's so much resistance. As you mentioned, these are entrenched red states with climate denial public officials. What can be done to get environmental justice here?
we're the only entity down here in this city basically advocating for environmental justice. It's difficult, just like you said. You have an education system that STEM programs, science and math are completely funded by oil and gas interests, where teachers get reprimanded if they talk too long about climate change, where the future of students lies in maritime programs, where they don't necessarily get advanced math or science skills. They get taught how to work a tractor or a pipe. There is no study
Creativity,
that
man.
even has
It's
chemical
dumbed down
exposures
in
and
our
their effects
children,
on
man.
public health available. You just won't see that. Why? Because you have hospitals in the medical center with wings that are funded by Kinder Morgan, with wings that are funded by ExxonMobil and Shell, and it's not going to happen. Our local universities, as much as you have kind-hearted souls working there, their departments are held at the behest of oil and gas. Because as soon as they have any real studies, they'll lose funding. What we do is try to uplift the narrative and the stories, and we try to advocate. And then we get down to the main issue, which is the people who are being sacrificed are the most powerless in the situation.
Come on now.
The people who are being sacrificed are also those who lack the influence with public officials. We don't have the amount of PACs or money to basically sway the vote. We live in the deep red South.
Yeah, man.
An extremely racist
Became a
area
good
of this
course
entire nation.
with that
We're
bullshit
not
that
in a
y'all got there.
post-racial society. We are poor, and we're affected, and no one cares.
Yep. Hey. Nah. When you look at it for what it really is, people, when you look at it, people, it is what it is. We have to come together, the loving people of this planet. You see, these corporations done killed off all these fish, birds, animals. They polluting everything. Climate change, this planet will heal itself. Climate change is meaning that we need to change these fucking corporations. Because when you think about it, we don't even need their products. We don't. Because when you look at basically everything that's being sold to us that's supposed to be food has centos in it somehow, somewhere, some way. It is what it is. They out to kill us all day, every day. Because when you check out, they check in when they get that money off of your social security card. Just to know that I have an account in the Cayman Islands that I can't access to, and I'm going through what I'm going through with my rent being raised up, me having a voucher, last name spelt wrong. This is the type of shit that done happened to me since I done been here in Houston, Texas. And the bullshit just keep on continuing. Because it's like this shit. I got so many videos that I can live there and show y'all of, I can say I got over 5,000 hours of audio and video of everything that done happened to me since I've been here in Houston, Texas after Katrina. So let me show y'all what I'm talking about. Cause the truth is the truth. And I ain't got no time to be bullshitting y'all. Cause we all I can say is the war, now black person should take their monkey ass to that war. Cause that war is not no war for us. Period. When you think about war in itself, in general, it's not for us, the brown people. Tell the truth, it's not for loving people. Period. Loving people to love and care about people should not even be thinking about no war bullshit. Okay, let's see if I can get this a little closer. I'll go. Trying to tell you. Making bullshit. I'm gonna throw one on here that I have. Here we go.
The best spinal cord center in the United States of America. Yeah, Chair Memorial Herman that I come at to see about my spinal cord because I'm considered an incomplete paraplegic. So therefore, I have more chance than most to walk again. And that's one of the reasons why I'm still here in Houston, Texas, basically doing this here because this is where God wanted me to be.
See, he just went out dealing with the
And
God and Jesus.
It's ironic to be in my mind where I'm at this time in life. Y'all just don't know.
See, and I was still on that
How
medication
good it
too.
feels to be me right now.
Yeah, boy, that was the medication.
Even
I,
though I
I, I
gotta
was
deal
on
with y'all sorry ass,
hydrocodone. I was on Xanax.
I'm in a
I was
happy
on
place.
I was
My
on
God got me in
Zoloft.
a happy
I was
place.
on so
Even
many
dealing with
different
y'all sorry
medications.
bitches.
It's
All of them.
ridiculous. And then
All those
I was on
ones
some psyche
that treated
medications
me
that
the
they put
way
me
they
on.
treated me in
after
this hospital
after they stopped the ambulance
in
and threatened me with
these
body
places
harm,
where
and
I
then
went
said that
where
it was
they were
justifiable
supposed to
because
treat
I
me
have
with
anxiety attacks
utmost
and the two
respect.
paramedics feared for
Social
their life.
Security office,
I'm still tripping over that one.
housing, the food stamp office. All these places supposed to have people that love dealing with people. Most of all the people that I've dealt with in some of these institutions, they were the most ruling and and unconsiderate, no compassion whatsoever in their bodies. When I'm
Well, you see,
nothing but
you see, y'all see,
inspiration growing.
well, y'all see how
Cause
that
wherever
medication,
I go
what
at
kind of
this
medication
world
had me,
site,
man?
I bring this hat
Man, I
with
look
me.
like a fucking zombie,
Because this
man.
hat is me. This hat help
You
motivates
see,
me.
look.
This hat is part of the
I
spirit that
never
God
did get
gave
the Christmas
me.
shit. They did because the Christmas
And
shit is part of the
people that
bullshit.
try to steer
Because
us
when you
on
think
North
about it, they taught us to
Cliff
believe in Santa Claus, the
at
Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy.
9:06
So right
a.m.
then and there, once you
I
get
just
a
want to
certain
let you
age,
know
you should start thinking for
you
yourself.
can't steal something that
Why
God gave to
were
me.
we taught
I don't
all
care
the
how dark you may
bullshit to
seem
see now
to me.
that you're finding out the truth about
But
a
I got
lot of
you
shit
for
was bullshitted?
My name
Why?
is John Northland, and I need to be heard because my story needs to be told.
Woo!
My name is John Northland.
I got a lot, baby. I
And
got a
yeah,
lot.
Terry Memorial
And
Herman,
see what I say? I got a
the
lot.
best spinal cord.
I got some things where they done lived there and muted it, but I got computers with other stuff in it. See, like this one here. This one here was the one. after I had committed suicide. See, that's one of the day I had committed suicide. Well, really, I didn't commit suicide. What happened was I was so confused about how bad I wanted to kill. Listen to me, kill the people. The medication that I was on, the medication that I was on, the Xanax and the Zoloft and all different other medications, the medication that I was on had me at this time here wanting to kill the mayor and the council members after them saying that two paramedics was justifiable for stopping my ambulance that I called 911 because I was having an emergency. I thought I was having a heart attack. And they stopped the ambulance, threatened me with bodily harm and incarceration. And so happens I caught it all on tape. I had internal affairs, investigative internal affairs come to my house. I had Molina Healthcare investigators come to my house. And then for Molina investigators to say that they ain't never came to my house, I still got that tape. So you see the unjust this that a lot of us as the people get when it comes down to getting some justice for some bullshit. I'm just saying, people. This was a bad time in my life, yo. It's what I was destroyed with what was going on, with what was happening to me, with them actually getting me to go see a psychiatrist, had me thinking that I was wrong for reporting two paramedics stopping the ambulance and then having it on tape. They made it seem like I was the one wrong. Had me go see psychiatrists and ended up on psyche medication and everything to the point where this day here, I overdosed on my medication while plotting to kill the mayor and the council members to wake up in my vomit, shit, and piss. And the creator told me this: two wrongs don't make a right. That's why I love you more than you love you. Because I know the truth and you don't. I tell y'all the truth so y'all know the truth for yourself. But y'all gonna believe what y'all want. All you gotta do is just start sitting down, thinking things through. Straight through those 4 beats per breath. And just start breathing in the truth and exhaling out the truth. And smoke some weed while you're doing it. I'm just saying. When I say that this here makes all the different medications that I had rolled all into one. I have a broken back, people. Imagine this, a broken back. I have muscle spasms. Do you see me spasming? I had stomach issues. No appetite. I had medication fucking issues. I had to take medication to keep the medication down. That's some bullshit. It means your body was rejecting that shit. But they gonna give you some gag medication to keep you from throwing that shit up. I'm trying to tell you, boy. The doctor some bullshit. And yeah, they gonna probably mute my video but this is fair use, peoples. I just want y'all to know. The truth is the truth. It's time for us to stand up and be the loving people of this earth. This is our planet. And this is one where I went to the emergency room and they put me in the closet, man.
My name is Jonathan Smith.
I mean, they put me in the closet, people.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to find out who do I get in touch with if I'm here in Houston, Texas, and I'm having a situation with the fire, police, the mayor, and the hospitals here in Houston, Texas. Who do I get? John Thomas Norton, sir. N as in Nancy, O as in Oscar, F as in Frank, L as
Y'all
in
think I'm
Larry,
bullshitting
I
about
as
the
in
shit that I done
Indigo,
been through
N
here
as
in
in
Houston,
Nancy, sir.
Texas? Once these people here in Houston, Texas realized that some of us from Louisiana
Okay,
wasn't
it
leaving
all
after
started
Katrina,
March the 5th,
it got nasty,
2017.
people.
It's a
It got
situation
real
that I've been
nasty.
having
And I'm in a
with
wheelchair.
ambulance drivers
I'm just telling you, so I
and
already know what they
police
were doing to people
down
that
the
was walking.
ambulance and threatening me
I'm just saying.
with bodily harm and incarceration while sitting in front of a police station after I called 911 for irregular heartbeat, 102 fever, chest pains, and
I
sweating.
was afraid of dying,
And
people.
I was
I
afraid
was
I was
afraid
gonna
of
die.
dying. I
And
was
the whole
afraid of
situation inside
dying.
the house was
But
all
I
right now because
never,
my
ever,
survivor.
ever,
But
ever,
once they got me
ever,
inside the
ever, ever,
ambulance,
ever be
it was
afraid of dying
211,
anymore.
and they had me exactly where they wanted me to be at.
Because I
And
know the
when they
truth.
stopped the ambulance for 45 minutes,
And I'm going back
it was a
where I went
possibility that I could
to
have died.
know.
And
That's why I am as straight
through
as an
voices
arrow shot at a
and
target, no
everything,
one's gonna hit in
March
the
the 5th.
middle. And I am
And
as
no
sharp
one the
as a
first
razor
time was
that can
flooded,
cut a
and
hair
then it ended
follicle
up having to
down
go
the middle.
again off the
Because I
27th.
know what the original creator,
That killed
love,
the ambulance
unconditional
driver, sir.
feeling, really is
And
being
then
the
now,
creator
all right,
of
they
all
stopped
that
my
has
ambulance
been
en route to the
created
hospital,
and will be created after we destroy what we
and they
created.
threatened me
I'm
with
just telling
bodily
you,
harm
it is what it
and
is.
incarceration. And I even came to you guys about, well, I called you guys about this March the 5th after I ended up in the hospital
See, and
for
I can't
5
much get
days after what they did to
high
me.
off this shit.
And
Why? Because
it was all because
my
I called the
body is
police
in
first. And when I
turmoil
called
all
the
day,
police told me
every
since I
day.
didn't
It's
die,
like I'm being
it
kicked
didn't
in my
matter.
nuts
And
because
that's
of
when I
where my
called you
spinal
guys
cord
and told you
has
guys
been
about it.
injured at.
And
And
after it was
things are
reported
waking
and
up.
everything,
And
I thought that
it ain't
someone was
nothing
going to
nice,
arrest
but
my
guess
ass,
what?
but no one did. And
No
then
pain,
August
no
27th,
gain.
it happened to me again with the paramedics. This time it was 4 paramedics.
Oh, I
And
almost didn't
they
tell y'all
they
about.
badly
It
interrogated me
happened
inside
again
the
after
room
March the
and
5th,
everything for 25
2013, when
minutes.
one
This time
paramedic,
in
two
front
sets of
of a
paramedics
place
stopped my
called
ambulance.
Stop.
They threatened me with body
And
harm and
I'm like,
incarceration.
if someone would have
It
jumped
happened
on
again
the ambulance driver
August the
the first time
27th,
this happened, sir,
2013 to
it
shut up
wouldn't
all
happen
the
to me the
fucking
second time.
complaining. That's
So
what them bitches
here I
told me.
am, a whole
4
year
of them
and
this
5
time.
months later,
And they
still
told me,
fighting
you are as
to
fucked
get
up
this
as they
out.
come.
For someone
Alright,
to tell
bro.
the truth that this did happen.
And I
And I
got that
do
on
have
tape
the
too.
tape of it the first time and of it the
So
second
my
time. So no
documentary
one
and my
saying that this
movie,
happened, they're trying to push him to
the
the right.
life
I'd have been in
that
front since
I
about
lived,
constantly with this here
led,
time.
leading
And what happened
up
to
to
me
now,
since I've
let's
been
tell
in
them ease,
counseling,
baby.
once
Let's
the
tell them
counseling ended,
ease to go
I
with me
fell out
knowing
of
the
my wheelchair
forest, being the
and I
forest
was
that's
rushed to
in
the
all of
hospital
us.
where the doctor sent me home after 3 policemen picked me up off the floor, not
Oh, I
understanding
didn't
that
even tell you
by me
about
being a
how they
paralyzed
ruptured my
person,
bowels
my body can go into
inside of the
muscle spasms,
courthouse
and that's what
when
they
the two
did. And the
policemen
police actually thought
assaulted
that I
me
was
when they thought
fighting
that
their
I
help,
was fighting
when
them when I
really I was
caught a
just
muscle
having a muscle
spasm in the
spasm. And
courtroom
then
when
they
I
stretched
told
out
them
my stomach and
if
caused
you
me to
don't
have
stand for something, you'll fall
a
for
bowel
anything.
obstruction.
And I
And
tried to
back in the
stand up and
hospital,
fell on the
the,
ground. And when
the
I told
paramedics
them
told
people,
them
don't
what had
touch me,
happened
don't touch me, I
inside
can get up by
the
myself.
council
They
meeting.
still wanted to do what they
And
wanted to
the
do.
doctor
So when
looked
they
at
started
me,
to touch me,
checked
my
me out,
body went into
didn't
muscle
do
spasm. Then
nothing,
the rest of the
nothing.
police
They
came because
said
they thought
that,
I was
okay,
fighting the
what I'm
police.
going
But
to do
next
is
you know, they ruptured
you
my
can go
bowels.
home.
And I
And I
ended up
went
going to the
home to
hospital
him and
from the
said
courthouse.
my stomach
And then
was
when I went
burning
back to get a
and
report
everything.
on the shit,
And he said,
they
you gonna
told
yell
me
like that,
they
what can I
don't
do for
file
you?
no reports
And by
on
the time
nothing
he
like
getting
that.
upset like that with
But
me,
that's a government building. I thought a
you already
report on any
afraid
type of accident
of what's
inside a
gonna
government
come.
building is
And
going to
this
be
thing coming
reported,
up
right or
within
wrong.
a year and
I
5
guess I
months.
wasn't being reported. So I guess I'm not what?
Okay, this is what I'm saying.
Human?
I would. Okay. Send me home with a bowel restriction, sir. A bowel restriction, you can die, man. That's what I'm in the hospital right now. For that, right now. Right now. And what's your name, sir? All right, Mr. Charles. Thanks a lot, man. You must call it FBI, and they treat you like you ain't shit.
As again, I call the
This
FBI
world
from
is
my
simple hell
hospital
in a
bed.
nutshell, for real.
But like I said again, people, I done did everything that I can possibly do as a person that just want to live just like you. But we have some people that don't want us to survive. How dare somebody pollute our air? How dare somebody pollute our water? How dare somebody fuck up the earth where we can't grow food? This is what all these corporations done did, and they're not paying for it.
I'm just looking for his name. Let's have my speak come on.
We are the people. We can twist. We supposed to have what they call a legal system that's supposed to be our system that's legal. But they have control over our legal system and turned it completely against us, the people. This is bringing back memories, people, of how bad it was when these people was doing me this show back in 13. Fair use, fair use. My shit, fair use, fair use, fair use. The truth is the truth. Fair use. You are me. I am you, and I know
I'm calling about
being that
the people
line
that
that
I
we walking.
contact if I feel like the situation that I am in, the people that I am in it about is trying to kill me. If I can. Why are they trying to kill you for? Okay, I have a situation with the paramedics, the police, and the mayor of Houston, Texas. And I've been going through this situation for almost a year and a half now. And now it got to the point where I had a situation inside of the mayor's councilors meeting where I fell down inside the councilors meeting and had to be rushed to the hospital. And when I was rushed to the hospital, after the ambulance driver was told the doctor, whatever they told the doctor, he just checked me out with his hands and everything, didn't run no tests on me or anything. And I was telling him exactly how bad my stomach and everything was burning, and he sent me home. And when he sent me home, I decided to go to another hospital. And when I went to the next hospital, they did all the right tests and everything, and then they said that, oh, you just constipated, so you can go see your primary doctor for that death. And then they sent me home. And then when I went to my spinal cord research doctor's meeting examination, when they examined me, they rushed me straight over to where I'm at right now because I had a bowel obstruction, and that could kill you. And now I had to be prepped for surgery and everything. And then it got to the point where
See, I remember that shit,
it
man.
started to move with some of the things that they was doing. So I didn't have to have surgery. But I want to know
See, cause you gotta look at it like this here,
if
people.
I can call
These doctors could
everyone that I
say
could call, but I
whatever
can't
they
call the
want to
police because the
say
last time I called the police,
and show
they
you
told me that it didn't
somebody
matter
else's
because I didn't
X-ray.
die. So I'm like, if John, no,
Can show you somebody else's X-ray
N as in Nancy,
and didn't
O
have
as in
surgery on you.
Oscar, F as in Frank, L as in Larry, I as in Indigo, N as in Nancy.
This is what money done did to people, man.
And yes, ma'am. Oh, that's right, home him. Because it all started, ma'am, on March the
Man,
5th,
it,
2013, when I reported two paramedics for stopping.
how can you trust a this shit is all backwards, people. People will get rewarded for the wrong reasons. A doctor should get rewarded for how healthy the community is that he works in. We don't need to be spending no money on no motherfucking tanks, no motherfucking airplanes, no motherfucking defense bullshit, bullets, and all this other bullshit. All it's gonna be used for is to kill other people. What the fuck is wrong with you soldiers? A lot of y'all mercenaries, though, I know. A lot of y'all don't have nothing else to do but kill unarmed and innocent people. But these hospitals, man, these hospitals, I'm thinking about these hospitals. All these elderly people that going through, they going through dealing with all the medication that they on. All because they don't know. And then what makes it even much more emotional. Just thinking about the love of the divine creator. It's the only time I don't feel no pain. But I'm not crying for me, people. Because I know the truth. I'm crying for those of you. You was born here not knowing nothing. And you was taught a lot of substance. And a lot of it was to not know the truth. To have eternal life is to know the love in you. You don't stop the love unconditional of the creator that loves you until you show hate coming from you. Hate is something you choose. There's no devil that gets in you. It's you that choose to do what you do. And you are the one that always should be held responsible. No excuses. Once you have solid mind, you gotta think with a solid mind. And you can't be doing no bullshit that you know ain't true. Get that milk is out. That's how you stay healthy. So like I said to you two people, when I look at, I haven't been back to the hospital since I was told I was HIV positive and I had a bowel obstruction that needed to go in surgery. That was the last time I was in the hospital. And that will be the last time I'll be in the hospital unless somebody end up making me go. And that's not possible if I'm healthy to not have to go. See, and they telling me that I gotta go see a doctor just to get my rubber catheters and my depend, just in case I leak on myself. And I feel like I shouldn't have to go see no doctor for him to draw no blood or nothing from me. If I am as healthy as I can possibly be, I don't need nobody to stick me with no needle. Now, if I'm feeling bad or some shit like that, that's a totally different story. This is some fucking bullshit, people. How are we supposed to say that we I put it like shit like y'all believe that God and Jesus bullshit. How could you actually say that you was God's children and these motherfuckers act like they your mom and your daddy? The government and these pharmaceutical companies having these nurses, doctors, and all them do they business. This shit's crazy. We some stupid. We are some stupid sheep. We are some stupid ass sheep, bro. I'm just telling you the truth. It is just that we are some stupid people. Alright, let me see what this one is.
Talking low and everything, it scares you. It does, because it seems like anyone who wanted really telling you what's really going on. And while they was talking all low, and then it came back to me with the surveillance of what was going on with me, man. And I broke down and everything, and then my nerves kicked in and everything, and then finally my bowels started to move a little. So they said that, okay, now we're going to have surgery on him because we getting stuff to start moving. So here I am still in the hospital since Thursday, and I'm thinking, when they sent me home from both of those hospitals, man, I could have died at home. I could have died at home. All
See,
because the doctor didn't do their job at all.
like I
Because
said
I
again,
think
people,
all of them know
it's some
exactly what's
bullshit.
going
It's
on
some
with me
bullshit.
here in Houston, Texas.
But
Because
truth
I got a
is the truth.
situation with not only the
We the
ambulance
people is the
drivers,
only
the
ones
police, and
that
the
can
mayor
save
of
us as a
Houston,
people,
Texas.
cause
And I feel
they the
the
ones that
area
give
there is
you
about
the
to go
savior
to
being
jail
Jesus.
by them. And to be honest with you, man, by you guys too, because you guys are paying these people
When you think
to hurt
about the
me, and they're
Bible,
getting away with it. If you
it's a
look
book.
at my name,
Somebody
you look
wrote
at
it.
your records, I'm a whistleblower,
When
sweetheart.
somebody say
I
that this
tell
is
about
the
Confederate
words
hospitals, the
of
way we treat
God,
them.
it
Just
is. It's the word
I
of
mean, with
them
mental,
being the
that's what
God
they
that
treat
y'all
mental
believe in being in
with
God we
them.
trust
And
on that
I want
motherfucking
guys to
money.
tell you guys
And
what
y'all
actually
trust that
happened.
money more than y'all
Man,
trust yourself,
what
and
happened
y'all
to me
definitely
March
trust
the
that
5th,
money more
2013,
than you trust the person standing
and
next
what
to you.
happened to me
So like I said
August
again, in
27th,
God we trust is them
2013.
creating
And I
that in
report
that Jesus
both times that it happened.
bullshit.
The first time when the paramedics
And I
stopped
want you
my
to know too,
ambulance after I
all
called
the stories
911
that's in that
for an
Bible
irregular
is
heartbeat,
based upon
chest pain,
stories created from the
102
first
fever,
people.
and I was sweating, and I thought I was
But the
going to
truth
die,
is the
man.
truth.
So those
The
paramedics
first
stopped
truth
my ambulance. They brought
is
me to the
we
hospital
didn't worship
and threatened me with violent harm
nothing
and
in the
incarceration.
beginning.
All because I told them
Why
that
we
I
didn't
wasn't
worship
going to
nothing?
talk to them no
Because
more
the two
until they get
first
me to the
people
hospital so I can tell the nurses and the
loved
doctors the way
each
they were treating me
other.
in my house in front of
That
my
was the thing in
supervisor.
the middle.
And once they got me
Love.
inside the ambulance,
That was the
well, they had a
solids.
two-on-one. And what they
That was the
did was that,
divine.
and
That was
when I go
the
there and report
that
to
was
you
the
what
V
happened,
in victory
even
being
though nothing
peace
happened to them,
sign.
and by nothing happening to them, it
Cause
happened
when
to
that
me
man and that woman
March the 5th,
entwined,
2027.
they didn't come
It
together
already
in
started
God of
happening.
Jesus.
All right. So
They came
after that,
together in
it's
love
like
and
they happened to me again
understanding
August
each other to
27th to
know
shut up
they
about March
love
the 5th.
each other.
I
To
know
know
that
the
they'll set a meeting,
responsibility of coming
and then
together
so these
in the
people
Creator's
feel like
original
not
name,
just
love.
invite me
They
to
can
marriage
create one of the
conversation and
same or
everybody
two of the same
is for the
of
truth to come out.
themselves.
I've been going inside the council meeting asking one
It
simple
is what it
question, man,
is.
and that question is, why did my ambulance stop? What was their
I stop
intentions
again.
when they stopped my ambulance en route to the hospital? All they had to do was get me to the hospital, man. And when I called the police,
I might start crying again, but it's like this here, people. Not to get off what I was just talking about, but with a 911 call, I'm just asking the question for y'all. to answer this question for me. On a 911 call that you called because you was in distress because of an emergency that you was having and you not knowing where you go after you die, you were afraid because of a lot of things that you did since you've been alive to you not wanting to go to some hell. So like I said again, this is the state of mind I was in when I called 911 because I was having chest pains and I wasn't breathing good and I was sweating like a runaway slave. And I called the numbers that we changed from 10 numbers to just 3 for someone in a situation. I'm paralyzed, definitely like me. And for me to call 911 and have 2 sets of paramedics come to my house, I actually felt overwhelmed. I actually felt secure. I actually felt that they were there to check me out until I realized that they was in my living room bickering. Y'all gonna trip out about what they were bickering about. They were bickering about who was gonna take me to the hospital. You hear me? Why I'm thinking I'm about to check out. This is what these motherfuckers was doing. They was bickering about who gonna take me to the hospital. So after that deal, I gets in my wheelchair. That's it right here. I gets in my wheelchair and I rolled out there. And I lived there and I addressed them too. Cause true shit. I care about living shit. So when they left and got me into the ambulance and everything, they realized that now we got him one-on-one. Because when we was in my house, it was me and my provider talking to them sons of bitches. But the truth, I got that on tape too. It is what it is. This shit gonna be fun. Yeah, boy. But anyway, so after they got me in the ambulance and everything, after they was in my house, I had already told them I didn't want to go to fucking MASH. And that's the hospital that ain't worth shit. That's the hospital that you go to this hospital, you liable to get a staph infection and die leaving that bitch. So, I had already told them I didn't want to go to West Houston Hospital. Yes, I put it out there in the air. Fair use, motherfuckers, just to teach you something. Because it ain't like I don't have no motherfucking proof. I even must got tape of my motherfucking stretcher collapsing in West Houston Hospital and they leave me on the motherfucking floor. Some bullshit for somebody to have some tape on this type of bullshit happening to them. But the truth is the truth. If you gonna lie, you better not come around me, you motherfucker. Cause I'ma always be taping. I'ma be a tape recorder rolling. Cause I'ma hold you all to the truth. Cause I would love for you to do the same to me. Cause like I said before, you are me, I am you. Truth to truth, we all come from one divine love and us all creator. There's some fucking people that's breaking us up, people. Some mad scientist motherfuckers. These bitches is sick. All you gotta do is think about your medication. See, cause if I could grow my own weed tree, ooh, that'd be good for me. I'll go live in the wilderness. I'll truly be free. Because you can only be free one place, and that's in your heart. And isn't it ironic that's your first thought and it's shaped just like a heart? I love knowing what love really is, being the creator that loves us all unconditionally. Meaning, when you know what love is within you, then you know the creator of you. And then you know you can easily love and care about people like you, just like you love and care about you. When you look at the true picture in the mirror, all the people are you. We all come from one divine, loving us creator. It's just a bunch of rich motherfuckers that hate us, knowing what the truth is within us. Or they wouldn't be blocking my videos from going to every country. Because it is what it is. The truth is the truth, and the truth is in you to come out of you. So just stand on the truth and die for the truth, because you is there not to live for. I'm just trying to told you. Love is the key to eternal life. So if you tell the truth, what fear do you have? And one thing about fear, false evidence appearing real. Pinch yourself, that's real. You breathe in something you don't see. And I can show you the creative for you to see. All you gotta do is get a business card, and I'll show it for you right now. Let me see if I got a business card. I'll show this for y'all right fast. I want y'all to see something for yourself. Alright, here we go. Here's the team. Oh, my board. Here's my board. Yeah, buddy. Show y'all something right fast. Here's my board. Now, think about these two magnets. What's in the middle? What you see in the middle is the same force that's in you, that's true. It's the reason why these magnets won't come together. The power of our thoughts is when the divine creator put them together. But then we have the choice to know what it's saying. I'm just trying to tell you. That's why when you look at the creator being neither woman, neither man. So ask yourself the question. Why did someone give the creator the sexes of a man? What was the reason? Cause and effect. It was a lie. If there's no father in heaven, why was you given a father to get on your knees to pray to? See what I'm saying, people? Because if the creator would be any sexes, think for yourself, wouldn't it be a woman? So why would you be saying, he did this for me, he did that for me, God, he did this, God, he did that? Wouldn't it be God, she did this, God, she did that? If the creator was a sexist. But the creator is neither man nor woman, black nor white. Your mom or your daddy is just the divine light that comes on in you to know the truth, to not have to believe in Santa Claus, the Easter Bunny, and the Tooth Fairy. I'm just saying, it ain't something to be scared of, because you was born here not knowing nothing, and you're gonna leave here. You better know something, and you better be put your contribution being a seed here. And the truth is for you to tell your seed the truth and not deceive your seed in nothing being here. No Santa Claus, no Easter Bunny, no Tooth Fairy, no none of this pagan bullshit. The truth is the truth. It comes from this. There's nothing more divine than what's inside of you. Not fighting for you, loving you with the truth. Trying to stop all the bullshit from killing you that's outside you. See, because the creator ain't fighting nothing. Why the creator ain't fighting nothing? Because the creator gives you all the will to do. If the creator was to make you do anything that you do, it wouldn't make the creator the divine that's always on your mind, part of your body and your soul. But it's all on conscious thinking human. We all living here. And it's all in us all at the same time. Isn't that designed? For us to know. Not to be fucking believing in some bullshit like we still fucking kids. I know. Woo. It's the love, baby. It's the reason why we all go. It's just that you do the will when you choose to hate or do anything that ain't love and straight. And I know a lot of y'all can relate. Because it's always gonna be love and never hate. I'm just gonna dislike the thing. Alright, back to what I was saying about this here. And damn, I don't have no card. Because I was gonna show you the creator in you to go along with this power of this magnetic pull of this earth and all that we are. Always having. Mm-hmm. Feels good, people, knowing what the truth is. And this is something that my friend put on a piece of paper here. It's probably backwards on y'all shit. But anyway, I'm gonna do it on this paper. Alright. I'm gonna do it for you right fast on the paper. Do it on the paper. And I'll show y'all when I say that I'm I'll show y'all more. I'm right into technology. Cause me, I want to catch. I want to get them back maggots out of office. That's in office, cheating the people and shit. These maggots need to go. So like I said again, got all this phones and shit, all that type of shit, all that shit. You know? My little laptop, what I call it, small tab. Really, that's a dumb tab. It is, cause that damn thing do what the fuck it want. So I call it just a dumb tab. All right, and then I can show you on this shit too. Damn, I didn't even know that was all that. We ain't gone. Oh, that's some bullshit. Oh, I know that was like that. I don't know how long that shit was like that, but anyway. Boy, that's something else. But, where were we? That was bullshit right there. Okay. Okay. We're gonna go in four, like I was telling y'all, 4 periods of your life, 4 words beginning with L, ending with E that sums up life in 4 stages. 1 word, 4 letters that sums up how we all came to be here and happens to be the creator's original name before man changed it. Alright. A. What do the ants do for the queen? B. What do the bees do for the queen? C. See what the man do to the queen? D, did you see the change? Mm-hmm. The D in the middle was the change. And I say the D in the middle was the change. Didn't I see that? All right. Now we're going to go back to how I'm going to put this here for you to see what I'm saying. All right. A, B, C, then D. And I already told you A what the ants do for the queen, B what do the bees do for the queen, and C what the man do to the queen. It went from 4 to 2. Remember I said people lie, numbers don't, and all my numbers add up to me being Mr. Glasses 48. I 28. Forever, forever, 8, lay it down, infinity. Two people coming together. The circles. It is what it is. But alright, back to what I was saying. So, here we go. So, when we look at A, B, and C, you can't get from A to B until you connect C. So you can see what I'm saying. Put two C's together, you got a circle. So, A and B C and C, the circle in the middle is nothing in the middle, but it all inside of us. Because when you think about it, our thoughts come from the creator of us creating them because the creator cares. When you lose your mind, that means you ran it away. The love is in you to love yourself more, to care more for people you don't know. Because people do what they do because they was taught to. And most people was taught to be stupid. And a lot of us are stuck on stupid, don't want to be straight because we know that straight gonna show that we've been stupid for a long time. And a lot of people don't want to just take it from the divine. Sometimes the truth hurts. No pain, no gain. I'm just saying. Yep, my back is hurting, but I'm talking about all the love of me just having any pain. It's sick what these people are doing to us by dumbing us down with the food, with the pollution in the air, making it where we can't even grow our food. Right there should show you that these corporations don't care about the motherfucking people. And our government and our state officials don't give a fuck about the people neither. Because if they did, we wouldn't be taking a bath in the water that we can't drink. You tell me how much sense that makes. You can't drink the water, but you can take a bath in it. I'm just telling you what's straight. Chris telling me to let you know if you don't know, our skin is the biggest organ on our body. Come on, people. We gotta stop being the sheep to these people that's trying to control everybody. But we already have a divine controller of us all. And the controller of us all don't control. It gives us the free will to go towards the one and only loving you unconditional creator. It ain't no God and ain't no Jesus. That's some man made up bullshit. I'm just telling you the truth is within you to know the love unconditional of the creator. I'm just saying, people, stop being a sheeple when you know that the shit that you was taught don't make sense. Because I don't believe shit nobody tell me no more. But I have faith in your heart. Gonna tell you the truth. To tell me the truth. So when anything that you told me later on, someone said, and it's the truth, I thank you. But I tell you, it is what it is. To any one of y'all nasty, low down, dirty, stank motherfucker that's doing anything to people just like yourself, the hell for you is the hell that you are creating right now for yourself. Because, as I say once again, for you to know there is no spin on the truth being just one way. The reality that you creating for somebody else that's bad, it's gonna be your same reality in another life form, if not in this one here. Cause what goes around, buddy, comes around. And you'll get down, gonna come back around on you, not just twice, 4 times, 8. Oh, you'll be in a place where you'll be praying for God and Jesus for sure. But the triple part about it, you'll be then judged by your own heart. Because the Creator, why judge you when the Creator created you and already know what you're gonna do before you do it, but allow you to do it, and it's all on you to choose to do it. That's not willing towards the loving you unconditional Creator's way. It is what it is, people, and it's inside of us all day, every day. We just had some rich motherfuckers that's been ruling by law, having us believing in what they say, but all the truth is embedded in you. Feel the beats. Feel it. I want y'all all to do that at one time. And fuck that nursery rhyme about our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. That's bullshit. It'll be all that there is inside of my heart for me to love with what is smart. And sitting down and filtering through my heart, I send out all loving vibrations to every human hearing me. And I pray to the loving creator of us all that we wake up. We wake up. Because I don't want y'all to know Holocaust and people in there saying, where's Jesus? Why is God allowing this to happen? When it's people that's doing it to people. Think about that one. I'm Mr. Glasses, 48. And if you notice, I don't have to wear them glasses no more. Because I can see straight. It's all because of divine creators in us all.